Every day that they see me, they like, what's up, dude? I tell them not much, but we know it's not true. Got a to-do list that every day I gotta run through. I don't want to small talk about it, let it work talk for me. I don't tell nobody about my secrets. Keep it to myself, cause nowadays it won't.
Great On the Screws podcast presented by Snowman Golf, Snowman_Golf over on Instagram, SnowmanGolfApparel.com. Go over and check them out. Brycer's wearing, if you're watching us on YouTube right now, Brycer is wearing one of their shirts, and it is so nice, so nice. I gotta get one. Lucky, it was great. This chat is kind of a feature with Snowman Golf. We were able to have the owner Eric on with us, so had a quick little chat with him, got an update in the product line, a bunch of other stuff. Really, really cool. Like they just have like some of the coolest apparel, man. Like they've got one of the coolest logos out there. It's like we talked about, it's like clean, it's classic, but then you can also like put together a shirt like you got there, right? So yeah, we wanted to like hop on though. The Waste Management's coming up. It's one of everybody's favorite tournaments of the year, right? Like why not? If you're a golfer, you gotta love it, right? So we thought we'd get into it, kind of chat about it a little bit, and then a couple minutes down the road here we'll hop on with Eric from Snowman Golf. So take us in, Bryce. You love this tournament. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this tournament. Zach Vimnitz, my buddy that we had on, who plays at Moorhead, he goes down there every year at Christmas and plays TPC Scottsdale every year, which I'm looking to go play with him here in the future, but haven't came around to it yet. But yeah, I mean, the most iconic hole in golf, 16 at Scottsdale. I mean, just with the grandstands completely 360 surrounding it.
The most iconic hole in golf?
I would call it one of them now.
It's one of them. It's one. No.
I'm not going to say the most iconic,
Electric.
the most rowdy. I'll say the most rowdy.
Oh, it's the most electric. Most electric.
Yeah.
Like, man, just thinking about like Tony Finau, like, you know, back in the day wearing the Kobe jersey and stuff, like Justin Thomas kind of getting everybody riled up. Like it's the funnest hole in golf, like put it that way, man. Like there's some pretty iconic holes. Like we could go over them, talk all night about, you know, last week they just played Pebble, right? So like hole number 7, like there's no par 3 that's more like, if you're gonna say iconic than that, right? So electric is a great word. I love it though, man. It's such an exciting tournament. I feel like it's like kind of what really starts up the golf season. You get a couple of the bigger guys, say bigger guys, like, you know, the higher ranking pros that hop into it. This week we have we just had Callum Davidson on the podcast last week, or early in the week. We did a double drop this week, which was really cool. You know, so thanks to we're kind of putting in a bit of extra work. We got a couple Patreons, so thanks to Brian, Carly, Matt, you know, kind of making us work a little bit harder, but we love it, man. So thanks everybody for the support. And again, with that Patreon subscription, after you know, a few months, we're going to send you something, right? So it's of nothing, no value for us. We're just kind of trying to get it done to give you a little connection with the golf community, right? So this week though, like we mentioned, Callum Davidson, he qualified for the Monday qualifier. Unfortunately, you know, didn't have his best stuff, didn't qualify, but had a couple Canucks that did. Ben Silverman actually won outright, and then the second playoff, so there was like a second position available. Etienne Papineau won it, and who I got to see a little bit at TPC Toronto with the week that I was there playing the well, I wasn't playing. I was caddying for the Osprey Valley, but he was on the range and stuff. Great looking player. He made a birdie, I think, on the second playoff hole. That just came out now while Bryce and I are having this talk. So no field yet, but it's an exciting tournament. So definitely something we're looking forward to. What are some of the things you got any like memories of the Waste Management, Bryce?
Yeah, plenty. I mean, Tiger hole in one, that's kind of back when it was a little more controlled than it is right now. But I mean, just, it's awesome. I mean, it's like the one hole where people don't have to follow the rules. I mean, they can be loud, especially because all the players kind of pump the crowd up and kind of play into it a little. And there's trash everywhere, not so much on the field or on the course, but sometimes there can be. And speaking of which, Waste Management, if you want to keep managed, but
what did he say? If you want to, I'm gonna roll in and clean this one up for Bryce.
I was gonna say, if you want to keep below the waist managed, and it didn't come out right.
That's
That would've
okay.
been
That's all
good.
right. So little turf maintenance below the waist. Head over to manscaped.com. Use the promo code OTS Golf, 20% off plus free shipping. It will not be
Yeah,
delivered to you in a garbage truck. It'll come to you in a nicely presented box. I've got one on the floor
pristine
here.
box.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet stuff. I use quite a few of the products now. It's been really good. The Lawnmower 4.0, which is the new one, the nose trimmer. I'm getting a little older. Things get a little crazy up there.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple of the gear, some of the shirts, and the boxers and stuff are nice. But my favorite product is the ball deodorant.
Yeah.
I was 100% pure cornstarch guy rolling into this package that I got from Manscaped.com, and yeah, ball deodorant is a must. So go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
When you're kind of walking, when you're on the 16th hole, walking in the Arizona
Yeah.
dead heat, you'll be pretty thankful that you used it. But it's just an electric tournament, man. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like this golf year is kind of like for me up here. So, we say it quite often. Bryce is down in Michigan now. I'm up in Toronto area. I've had a lot of chats with, recently just had one that we have coming up, which will be next week with Jason Logan, the editor of Score Golf. We were kind of going over about like how golf is, we just need that Canadian Open this year and stuff, right? And I feel like this is sort of like a kickoff to the season. And I think,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's not like any of the tournaments were not good leading up to now. It's just like, for younger golfers to kind of get engaged in the season. You and I talk about it every week because we love, like, we're degenerates. Like, we love golf. We'd golf
Yeah.
every day if we could. But like casual golfers, this is kind of the tournament I think that kind of gets them in. It's exciting.
Yeah.
You see guys wearing like
Okay.
banana suits and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah. People are
so
going crazy.
yeah, it's really cool. So, let's hop into it though. Let's get into the chat with Eric from Snowman Golf. Really, really nice guy. Some of the best looking gear that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we say iconic or whatever, electric. These are some electric polos that Bryce has got on right now. And just all their gear is awesome. They have kind of like a staple logo. Really cool story with him and his daughter. She kind of drew it up for them. Really awesome. And they kind of make, like, I don't want to say parodies or puns or whatever it is, but pretty much. And then, they come up with some of the coolest logos that there are. So go
Great
over, check it
hats,
out.
dude.
Yeah.
Big fan of their hats.
Yeah, at snowman_golf over on Instagram. And if you can't find them, go over to ours. You can track our, just look through our followers. They're there. Or we got a good reel put together a little while ago with them at OTS Golf over on Instagram. And here's our chat with Eric from Snowman Golf. In conversation with Eric from Snowman Golf. Eric, how are you doing?
Good. Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Anybody watching us over on YouTube, or if you're not, go over and check us out on YouTube. Bryce has got the polo on right now. Looks pretty cool. How are you doing, Bryce?
Good. Nothing new really going on here. Just kind of
Watching some
hanging
football.
out.
Like it.
Trying to.
Maybe Eric, you can jump right in. Tell us about the brand. Kind of, what got us started. What got Snowman Golf started?
Yeah, sure thing, guys. And thanks again for having me. Snowman, honestly, it came out of nowhere. Well, personally, I started golfing probably about 4 years ago. With my day job, I was traveling a lot for work, and most of my customers would golf. And before that, I was really golfing 1-2 times a year, stuff like that. It was fun, but never really got into it that much. And then I started taking lessons so I would be able to keep up with the customers. And I started becoming obsessed with the game. I'm a very analytical person, and I saw how quick small improvements could really change the game, and I can't stop playing. Just like everyone else that picks it up. And back in May of 2021, after a round with a buddy, I came home, after a pretty poor round where I was getting snowman yelled at me a lot. I decided to my daughter, who's 13, what can you do with this design? She's very artistic, and that day she came back to me and had our main logo that we use designed and great graphic quality and everything, and threw it up on Instagram, and started getting a following and people asking for hats and shirts. And from there we just really haven't looked back. It's crazy to think of that it's only been 6 months. It feels, it's overwhelming in a good way, and we're just really thankful that we have the following that we have, and the customers that we do. It's been a really cool community to be a part of, and just having a lot of fun. But it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, the golf community is It's really cool, man. That's one thing I'm
Mhm.
learning, like through social media and stuff, and just, you know, everybody's got like different vibes. Like, you know, we might like the Snowman brand, other people might like, you know, more classical, like Titleist or something like that. You see, like I got a buddy who really likes TaylorMade stuff. His whole bag's TaylorMade, but we all have something in common, and that's kind of getting out and playing the game, right? So that was kind of the. It sounded to me, Eric, like you were maybe losing a little bit too much money to customers and stuff, and that's why you started taking the lessons.
Yeah, no, not so much.
Having to sort it back in some money games, but
Yeah, the deal was is I would turn it down because I didn't want to embarrass myself. You know, I wouldn't even go to those golf events, or I would just have informal, you know, meetings in the office with them where
Yeah.
if you're golfing with a customer, I mean, you're spending 3-4 hours with them and you really get to know the person.
For
So
sure.
it's not improved, you know, my golf game, but it's improved my relationships with my customers. So
absolutely.
it's been extremely helpful, and the fact that I gained this love for the game out of that, you know, starting those lessons has been the best part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a lifelong game, right? That's the one really cool thing about golf is like as long as you can walk and swing a club, you can play golf, right? So it's and you get to meet new, like you're always meeting new people constantly, right? And you can always develop it and always get better, and that's one of the things that like not a lot of sports you can do that, right? Where you can, even though you're getting older or whatever it is, like you can still get better at the game. But it sounds like that's a pretty cool inspiration, and to have your daughter kind of looped into that too, creating the logo is which I've said is definitely, if not like one of the best logos in golf, like golf apparel.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of grabs everybody, and that's I think why you guys have such a good social media following is kind of that logo, man. So hats off to her. That's pretty cool. Pretty unique designs, obviously, but you know, was there like an inspiration or like brands? You said you've been playing it for a few years. Is there any that you might kind of wear, you know, before you started off Snowman?
Yeah, I would say the two that I gravitated to the most would be G4 and Grayson. Both really high quality.
Yeah.
You know, they're flashy, but they're not over the top. And it's stuff that was clean and simple. You know, I like the color patterns. The fit was always true to size and, you know, fit me personally well. And a little bit edgy. You know, G4, I love the flat bill trucker hat with the skull on the front, and that was my go-to. I think they're just both good companies. They're obviously large companies, but
Right.
I thought they just kind of stayed true to themselves, and, you know, something that I definitely used as an inspiration.
I think that's funny because you say how simple they were and how like clean they looked, and then you see your products. It's kind of the whole other side of the spectrum, and it's cool that you can kind of also see the other side, and maybe other people like that side more, or the simplistic side. But you kind of we're on both sides of that now.
Yeah, I think that's one thing about golf too with apparel is you can wear a whole lot of different things, and they can vibe well together. You know, the thing I liked specifically about G4 was the quality. I mean, if you got a trucker hat, you're paying a premium, but you knew you were getting the best quality hat. And that's really led into what we're trying to accomplish with everything is we don't want to put garbage out there. We've had a lot of not a lot. We've had some stuff come through where we can't sell it. Someone will donate it. We'll send it over to Goodwill. But we want the first impression to be, geez, I paid $49 for this. This should be a $70 shirt, or, you know, we're trying to leave a really good first impression on each customer that buys the gear. So we're really focused on getting top-notch goods in versus just having a cool brand. We want it to be a cool brand, but also a premium quality brand.
Well,
And I can attest to that because I mean I'm wearing one right now. If you're not watching on YouTube, and they're phenomenal.
That's what I was gonna say, Bryce. Is like there's a lot of colors and like a lot of lines and stuff, but like they don't like. Of course, they stand out to you, but it doesn't look like scattered or anything. It looks clean, you know. Like the brand itself looks clean. Like I know we got to get some up in the Toronto area, so it's a little easier to get Bryce some down there in Michigan. But I got to find a way. We got to get somebody to get some of those north of the border for us here and check them out. Sorry, Bryce, go ahead, man.
Yeah, Eric, I just have a question for you, kind of just to go back to your daughter a little bit. Does she influence any of the newer designs with the shirts, or is she kind of just the one and done with the logo? Like, is she still involved at all with your designs?
As far as feedback, yes. I think she enjoys being able to wear her own brand to school more than anything, right? It's she's involved in a lot of activities outside of school. So she's definitely there for feedback. But what we do now, Bryce, is I'll typically kind of sketch up what we're looking to put together in a design. And then I have a handful of people that I work with that will vectorize them, put it in high quality formats.
Okay.
And we have a ton of stuff that just hasn't been produced yet. We have 15 designs that are ready to go in that template from your shirt.
That's awesome.
I mean, the stuff that we have is endless. We have 4 new shirts coming in next week, along with the reload of the main 8 designs that we have. And then we're going to continue having a couple limited releases, where we did one called the Frost Prince that we released a couple of weeks ago. I mean, that one's completely sold out, and we're going to stay true to the limited release, where if they sell out, it's a one-time deal. We're not going to re-release it.
I like that, because it's something that like we were talking a little bit about earlier, Eric, before we hopped on. Like, you guys have a main logo. It's kind of like a design, right? And then you can kind of manipulate it, and it's malleable to kind of make it into something else, right? So you can, like, if you're if you want to make like an Augusta theme out of it, or like you say Frost Prince, which is pretty cool. And I know that you guys have made a bunch of other ones, which is neat. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we did the Par Busters, which is kind of a play on Ghostbusters, and we've got 7 of those left. I think we started with 25. But there's, like you're saying, there's a whole lot of different things we can do, and we can even simplify it a little bit and have, base color polos with the logo and then the left chest. For people that don't like it as flashy but enjoy the logo. I mean, just it's endless, which we definitely really enjoy.
Yeah, the Par Reaper, that was the one I was looking for. I was just looking up the name myself, because that one's probably my favorite. It's I don't know if you've seen that one, Bryce, but he's just sitting there in like a cloak with a golf club, and it's obviously like the Grim Reaper spinoff. I love that one.
Yeah, Eric. I mean, you kind of been touching on it here in the past few minutes here, but do you just want to go over your product line and like maybe how many different designs, what kind of fits, maybe your size range, and just for the listeners?
Yeah, sure. I mean, right now we have 8 different hats. We have a couple different corduroys. We have an unstructured teal hat that's a flat brim, and then we have a purple corduroy that's been one of our biggest sellers. It's kind of a K-frame where it's structured in the front with a curved brim. Mm-hmm. We have 2 of the Angry Snowman rope hats, where it's both curved brim. It's kind of a cotton feel to it. We have 2 new flat bill rope hats that just came in a few weeks ago. They're both lightweight polyester, so I mean they fit really well. There's a black with a teal rope, and then a white with a pink rope. And then we have 2 new hats that actually just came in last week, with a kind of a base white snowman face on the front. One's on black, one's on kind of a minty teal. Again, that's the lightweight polyester with a curved brim. And then we've been doing hoodies. We're still trying to determine what the long-term plan is with those. They've been moving really fast. Sourcing them has been tougher than the other product lines. Mm-hmm. So that's still kind of TBD. Polos have been the biggest hit for us as of late. Right now we have 8 main designs that we're going to carry, and then we're going to have some limited drops where it's 25 only, and then we're going to have just kind of seasonal stuff that we'll be producing. One of the ones that we're looking forward to the most is coming out next Wednesday or Thursday. It's called High Fades. So it's a snowman with kind of a high fade haircut. It's going to be a white polo, and then it's going to have a barber chair, scissors, and then a couple different elements that are kind of oriented towards barbers that golf. That's one that I think has been my favorite so far.
That's pretty cool.
And then
sorry, go ahead, Eric. Go ahead. That I like that one. I'm definitely I got a pretty decent head of hair happening over here. So does Bryce. So mm-hmm. I like the barber one a lot. Sorry, Eric. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no problem. That's my favorite so far. And then accessories. We have type covers. We have towels. We have 3 ball markers. We have 4 different gloves. I don't think we have some t-shirts. We have quarter zips. Quarter zips. There's 4 different designs. We've got the hot slice. We've got the Yeti steps, the icy cuts, and the zombie donut.
Icy zombie cuts. Donut. I like that, man. You guys have do you typically come up with like all the names yourself?
Yeah, along with some buddies. Once you start thinking of names, you find yourself kind of thinking about it all the time.
Yeah.
And we were just kind of goofing around last week at the driving range, and that's kind of where chips and guac came from. So it's chipping with a avocado ball. We have one where it's deserts and desserts that we haven't posted yet, but it's basically a cactus snowman with a tub of ice cream for desserts. So I mean, it's fun just kind of thinking. It can give you a headache as well, but it's fun just kind of thinking about combos.
Well,
I think high fades is a great name because it's kind of like almost like a golf punt, right? Because like the high fade haircut, but then also the high fade ball flight. I think it's just a great combo.
I appreciate that, and same with chips and dip or chips and guac. I mean, it's a chip, and it's basically a Dorito shaped snowman.
Cool.
Like I said something to, I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, but I said, oh, like looping is fun, like, or like looping or whatever, which is like a slang term for like caddying, right? So, you can't see it in the pod here, but I have like a bib up above me. You guys might be able to see it, but, he was like, oh, like what's looping? And I said, oh, it's like slang for caddying and stuff, right? So there's so many like little terms and like, I don't know, innuendos and stuff like that in the golf world that like people, I don't know, don't think of. And mine might be a lot different than yours, being like up here in the Toronto area or something like that too, right? We might have a bunch of different slang and finishing everything off saying a, but you did kind of mention it, Eric. You guys kind of do special drops and stuff, but do you have like a typical release date or that you're kind of trying to follow, or is it just as something pops into your mind and you think, okay, like I really like that one, send it over to get the work done, like the artwork done, and then you kind of plan a drop then, or do you go around like the golf seasons? As you know, we have many different ones. If you guys are in Chicago, kind of the same thing, right? So how do you guys kind of plan that one out?
To be candid, ideally we do have tentative release dates, but once we get it in, we just get too excited and we usually just release it.
Yeah, Bryce knows I'm like that too, man.
We get antsy. You get it in, it's like I think people are gonna like. And speaking of the looping, we have one of our best seller polos is definitely the scratch golfer. It's purple polo with a snowman playing, DJ. It was one of our first ones, and it's definitely going to be one that we continue to carry.
I like that. So what's your next one coming up? You mentioned that you got a couple things that you're looking to release soon. Do you have like a specific, like, you mentioned the name of it, but is it just going to be like polos, hats? Do you kind of try and blend them all together?
So yeah, we have polos coming in. There's gonna be 4 new designs, or 4 new polos, I should say. We have the high fades. There's one called the Avalanche, which is it's gonna be a white polo with kind of more of a toned down design.
Okay.
There's a on the Instagram page where it's just kind of like an avalanche snowball coming down from a mountain, and there's golf clubs coming out of it with the snowman hand. It's almost like a polka dot shirt, so that'll be kind of more of a basic design. And then we'll have polos in the hot slice and the icy cuts coming in next week. And then one thing that we're excited about too is we are introducing our women's line. We've been testing out for a couple months, and we finally got the right fit and the patterns down. So that'll be probably about 2 to 3 weeks away.
Cool.
We're going to start out with at least 3 designs, but we didn't want to wait years to start producing those, because women deserve crazy shirts too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like my sister will be buying one of these things, man.
I think that's great for you guys to venture into the women's game too, because you're right. They deserve it too, and there's plenty of women golfers out there that'll be totally attracted to these kind of designs and shirts, in my opinion.
Yeah, I saw a friend of the podcast, Kylie, was wearing one of these. Kylie was on. She hopped on with us probably a couple months ago now, but I'm pretty sure she was wearing one of your hats up here.
Yeah, and I think she has the Angry Snowman black and the white hat.
Nice.
And then hopefully wearing the polos as well once they're out.
I'm gonna ask you something completely off topic here, Eric. Are you into NFTs at all?
Yes, and that is definitely on the radar.
Yeah, like I'm looking at these, like I am absolutely fascinated with like cryptocurrencies, and kind of brought me into NFTs, obviously. So you guys have an avenue to create something there. I'll be there. I'll be there when that launches.
It's definitely in the works, and we have some good contacts here in Chicago.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I like it. Bryce, before we let Eric go, anything you want to add on here?
No. Everyone who's listening, don't be afraid to go look at their Instagram. It's really attractive to the eyes with all the colors and designs, and go pick up some merchandise from them.
Yeah, again, we're at Eric, or we're in conversation with Eric from Snowman Golf. Where's the best place to reach you, Eric? Like, obviously, we can go ahead and link the Instagram below. Can you share the handle and the website? We can link that below for anybody who's kind of scrolling around or listening in the car right now. Just scroll below when you're stopped, or if you're on the YouTube page, we'll put a direct link in below.
Yeah, Instagram is snowman_golf, and then website is snowmangolfapparel.com. And then as far as the best place to reach us is probably Instagram.
Right.
I'm the person replying, so if they reach out, it's going to be me. Definitely welcome any kind of questions or comments. We love the interaction, and I think that's one of the things that's helping us along so far is just the engagement. And for any listeners, I mean, thank you for the support so far. We would definitely appreciate it, and we're not slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of something that slipped my mind. Like, what's the idea for the brand? Like, we should ask you before we let you go. Like, where do you want to bring this? Like, what are you kind of hoping for Snowman Golf Apparel?
So right now, from the business standpoint, since it is a side hustle, we're not doing it to make money. We're doing it to create cool stuff. Mm-hmm. So my main goal last year and this year has been to get the product out there. And going forward, I mean, our pricing for the polos is $49. We don't intend to charge more. It just doesn't cost enough to justify charging more, in my opinion. We want to make it available and ready available to the mass market. So every sale that we're making, it's just going in to get more product. So, I mean, we're in a good spot where we don't necessarily need to utilize the revenue to for the income at this point. So I think it's been helpful to allow us to grow at the point that we are and just to bring more product in, because everything that the customers are buying, it's allowing us to create more and more content. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just a huge thanks to the people that have been supporting so far. It's been, the followers and the customers that are allowing us to purchase more stuff and make more designs.
Well, and that's great, man. That's kind of the idea of the podcast too, is pretty much, I'd say, all the apparel companies that we have on there, any of the guests have kind of a similar idea too. It's to connect as many people in the game as we can. And golf is changing, make people look cool on the course, right? And get some NFTs going one day too, because I don't know why I found that so fascinating, but I was looking at your logo and I thought you guys have the perfect avenue to jump into the golf space for sure.
We've got to have like 30 different designs that haven't been posted. So
yeah,
it's hard not to post something 3 times a day. I mean, that's been the biggest struggle, is only doing one post, because we have so much stuff that just hasn't been shared yet.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, man.
That really fits with the NFT market.
Yeah, for sure. So again, anybody who's checking out, it's snowman_golf over on Instagram. If you're listening to this, just go have a look. Click below, go have a look. It'll it'll brighten up your day a little bit. Bryce there's wearing it here too. So thanks, Eric. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Bryce. Appreciate the conversation, guys.
I find it funny how they say you gotta talk less and do more. When I rap, I talk more and do less. Already had a blue check before I made the music, and now I'm making verified hits every stew session. Go. I got ways to go, I know I never stop. Opportunities are coming to me, I'ma let them knock. Open up the door and let them in, how could I ever not? Better pop off any second head spin.